Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy, stampwithleigh.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Mentor, Ohio, and thank you for tuning in on my YouTube video today. If you are watching this from my YouTube channel, in the description box I do have a link that will take you to my blog post featuring this card, and my blog is Stamp with Leigh, and I will have a listing of all the products that I used and also all the measurements for this card. So yep, so not changing this up very much. I know sometimes in my videos I do change things up just a little bit, but I think today I am gonna pretty much stay the way it is. So let me pull out my stuff. And a lot I have done off camera. So I have very vanilla cardstock. And what I did is I took a piece of very vanilla two-tone cardstock. A little bit darker, a little bit lighter. And it's a little bit thinner than cardstock, but it's just a little bit thicker than Designer Series paper. It's kind of like, you know, Goldilocks. This one is just right. So I've got my card base and I am just adding this piece. So for right now, that's the only thing I'm doing different. This was just, this is also the two-tone cardstock, Mossy Meadow. So I'm just adding another layer. So that is all I am doing right at this moment. And this is the 100 Acre Woods embossing folder, and it is a 3D embossing folder. So that's what I used for this. So let's get my other pieces in here. So next what I have is I have my Mossy Meadow, and I think I'm going to use the dark side. And this again is Mossy Meadow two-tone cardstock. I have already stamped my greeting, and my greeting and my Pooh and Roo, I think that's Roo, is from Sweet Old Friends bundle. This, I believe, the greeting is from the Words and Wishes. So then I have some of the Silly Old Bear Designer Series paper, and I am just going to mount that onto here. So I think I'm going to put these up in the top. Maybe I should put my cheaters on so I can make sure I got my paper going in the right direction. It's not upside down. So I want the stripes going this way. You know, I think I'm going to keep the stripes going that way. So there we go. So let's get this all adhered. And yeah, again, like I said, I think that's Roo. My children were not, I was not, well, I was too old. You know, when I was little, as my children say, when I was little and dinosaurs roamed the earth, Pooh wasn't around then. Yeah, what did I have? We were taught a class I had a Winnie the Pooh class, and we were talking about, you know, Pooh and stuff, and I said, Pooh did not exist. Winnie the Pooh did not exist in my world when I was little. There's Sherry Roberts and Lamb Chop. I had a stuffed lamb chop. And again, I was not a big stuffed animal child. Yeah, I was Barbie doll. So yeah, and my children did not really gravitate to Winnie the Pooh. No, my daughter was Sesame Street. Oh my gosh, she loved Big Bird. She loved all of them. She loved all the characters. And then my son was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, thank goodness Barney came out after that. I don't know if I could have dealt with Barney. All right, so let me just start getting everything put together here. And again, like I said, just head over to my blog post for this card, and all of the products used and all of the measurements will be listed there. All right, so I have this down. This is kind of a crapshoot, so I'm just gonna Hope that's kind of in the middle. Hope that's kind of in the middle. And what I'm looking for here is just to try to get this just sort of even on each, to where it looks like I've got the same amount on each side. And it's looks kind of straight. So I think it could probably come up just a little bit. So let's try that. So I really didn't press it down firm. I just sort of left it in place. Gosh, it still looks catawampy. All right, here we go. This is going to be it. Which quite honestly, it looks like it was in the same place as it was before. All right, we're staying there. That's it. We are going with it. Still make sure I'm in the right direction. My words on this designer series paper are right side up. They're not upside down. My greeting will go right there. I have already stamped Pooh and Roo and colored them in. And as soon as, let me die cut this, and I'm going to tell you what I did a little different than what you would probably think. I'll get my stamping cut over here off camera. So like I said, I had a card class that featured this set, this suite, and I had already used for two, they made 6 cards. I'd already used for 2 other cards. They were sharing the Golden Glow to color Pooh. So in a sense, this is what the Golden Glow blends will look like. So this is my Pooh. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I already got those blends at one table for 2 cards. What am I gonna do? So I looked at my blends, and I made a chart, and I do have some uh-ohs, but I made a chart so that this is all the current blends. It's not the retired, it's current. So that way I can actually see the color, and I have a holder off to the side that my blends are in this order, so that when I want Daffodil Delight, I know it's like, okay, let me look for pumpkin pie, and then I go from there. Even though I do have these labeled, Paper Pixie was so nice. She has the blends labels that you can label your blends with. It's still, even with my cheaters on, it is still kind of hard for me to see exactly what the colors are. So if I have something, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can, okay, here's orange, there's pumpkin pie, and I know I'm going to be close to find my Daffodil Delight. So I pulled this out, and I said, oh my gosh, what other color can I use? This is Crumb Cake that I used for Roo, and I'm like, I really don't want Pooh Crumb Cake. Well, I forgot I had the flesh tone blends. So I pulled out the medium light and the light, and that's what I used to color Pooh. Now, is he that nice golden yellow color? No. Does it work? Yes. So, like, don't freak out if you don't have, like, oh, I don't have that. What am I? Look and see what you do have. Use the products that you have. You can always make what you have work for you. You just might have to be a little creative with what you're doing. So now I'm going to pop some dimensionals here on my critters. And Pooh is going to be pretty simple. Roo, I think I might have to get a little creative, especially with the tail. I know we did in class. I had snipped some of the mini dimensionals, and I think I'm going to hunt for those in my stash here that I keep. And of course, when I want to look for mini, I'm not going to find mini ones. Oh, there they are. So this is what I'm going to do. I want a, use my scissors here. And these are Teflon scissors. I love those if I'm cutting something that is sticky. So what I'm going to do is I just want a small section for the tail. And for class, I had taken, I could write up here the little half of the mini dimensionals. And then that's what I used on the tail. But I just snipped a piece to put on there. And again, you can do that. Don't think just because something comes a certain way, that's the only way you can use it. You can, mix and match. I am forever mixing and matching my Designer Series papers. I mean, I'll look and see like, ooh, what do I have that's in that, oops, I didn't peel this up, in the color I need. So I do that quite a bit. I just sort of go through and, if I'm like, oh, I need something in a DSP that's got, Night and Navy in it, or Coastal Cabana, or whatever, just go through and my Designer Series papers. Get this off of here. I will show you, because what sort of makes it easy for me to do that, and I think I've shown it on camera before, but I store my DSP in a clear paper sleeve. I label it what the name of the DSP is. This happens to be on a yellow because that means it was released as an online exclusive. Then inside, I write, again, what this DSP is, because at one point I just had the colors, and then working on stuff and pulling them out, I didn't used to write the name of the DSP, and then I didn't know where my little cheat sheet went. But then I write all the colors that's on the back of our, this is the back of our DSP, but I go and I write all the coordinating colors with this paper pack, so that then if I'm looking for something, I can just like slide this out and go, oh no, there's no Coastal Cabana in here, so I know I don't want to look in this pack to see what colors are in there, what can I use. So yes, so just an easy reference for me. That is a system that works for me. And I tell everybody, find a system that works for you. You got to find, just because something works great for me, it's not going to work for you. You just trial and error. All right, now on this, I put the, what were these? The faux bronze pentagons. You know what? I think I'm going to put the antique pearls on this. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So that's what I'm going to put on this one. Goes really good with the Very Vanilla, because this is almost kind of like Very Vanilla. These little, let's get a medium-sized one. These come in, I can't get that to pick up. Do I really want that there? It's kind of there, it's kind of not. Do I want it at the top? I think it's going to end up staying there. Do I want it? No, I really don't want it up there. I think I'm going to put it right there. There we go. Yeah, I think this looks really well, these antique pearls with Very Vanilla. And again, what works for me is these are Avery passport holders, and I just reuse them until they really look too gunky. This is the backing from our DSP. Again, I have a label on here, what it is. These are Avery labels, and this I just use my Brother P-Touch thing to put that on there. And then these I store, and this, I don't know who this is even from. Yeah, some kind of cabinet organizer. But it's, yeah, so, and they're just in their alphabetical. So, yes, so that way, right at my fingertips. So yeah, this is it. So again, basically, I stuck to the same layout, the same concept. I added an extra piece of cardstock that is embossed with an embossing folder. Same exact right here. And I just switched out my embellishments. Like I said, these were the faux bronze pentagons, and I just used the antique pearls. And again, like I said, use the products you have. You will be able to find something that you have in your stash that is going to work for you. So again, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you choosing me as your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. if you ever need to reach me, you've got my contact information is on my blog, and just make sure you reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help. Have a great day. Bye.